when do you think you're going to be in enough trouble that you're going to need a false name?
I don't know, but I can't tell you how many times I wish I had a false name when I was a kid.
Right. Okay. Key point of that is as a kid.
Or if I want to, get this free download and put your name in here, I put in.
What if there's some poor woman out there named Elizabeth Newby that is just getting railed with awful promotional items because of your recklessness?
I don't know.
I'll tell you, I still have my false name ready to go.
What's yours?
Joe Fairley.
Is that a real person?
Yeah, I grew up with him in Dalhousie.
See, yours is a real person.
Super nice guy too. Like, I don't know why it's his name.
Mine
Joe is always great.
Is at least not a real person.
I envied Joe because he was the first guy I knew that had Joust on the Activision. And we would go to his place and we would play Joust for hours. Super nice kid. Gave me a Rubik's Cube one time.
Huh.
I'm not built for Rubik's Cubes. Fun fact.
Are you going to be slurping coffee through this whole thing?
Did I slurp?
Kind of.
Not even a little bit. No, this is a slurp. It's not what I did.
There's a dog banging on the door. Okay, listen. Any death bombs you want to just drop now?
I read you the 2021 and 2022 so far death lists already, so there should be no surprises.
You didn't have Ray Liotta on that list.
Yeah, he just died.
Well, he wasn't on your list. That would be a death drop.
As our daughter so eloquently pointed out, we told you 2 or 3 times after it happened.
See, I'm losing my memory. I don't remember. But now, hopefully, I've talked about it with you. I remember next time I hear that Ray's dead, it won't be such a shock. Anyways, should we start?
If you want.
Hello, Andrew.
Good afternoon, doctor.
Okay, so my question, it's going to be really interesting. I think, well, hopefully all of our questions are
pump it up.
Interesting. It's just this pursuit of happiness. And I just want to get your thoughts on it. Even things like, parents are getting frustrated with their kids saying, why can't you just see the silver lining? Why do you always have to be so negative? And let's turn lemons into lemonade. And kids are hearing all of these messages about just being happy all the time. Always look on the bright side.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on, and there's even books for adults, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, the pursuit of happiness. There's movies and there's just what are your thoughts?
I don't even know where to start. I think the business of selling happiness is the new age version of a traveling snake oil salesman.
Okay.
I think there are so many people that legitimately crave direction and help and support to try and better themselves and try and be happier, that it inadvertently creates this industry of people preying on that. And I want to be really careful in what I say. There are people out there that I think genuinely want to help and legitimately do so in a way. I can hear dog steps coming towards us. In a way that is great. It has the way to help people. The problem is the industry as a whole, the pursuit of happiness as an industry, let's call it, is like any other industry. It's to be exploited. It's to be maximized. It's all about profits. It's all about this and this and this. And I think sorry, I got something in my throat today. The ongoing push of social media as a means of getting that out there brings people that are not qualified and not doing it for the right reasons to the forefront faster and creates a negative space. So when I say that, what I mean is, there's stats coming out now that people that partake on social media are less happy than people that don't, right? It is proven now to have a negative effect on your brain. It fosters this belief, this falsehood that when you're looking at someone, these people are presenting the perfect components of their lives. So people are constantly trying to measure up to that and are constantly chasing something that when you peel it back does not exist. These people are faking a happy existence as a means of either trying to make themselves feel happy or to make money, both of which, whatever you want. So with that, I think when it comes to the pursuit of happiness as an endeavor, as an individual endeavor, and it's really funny because you and I have been talking about this more and more over the past couple of years, right? The path we're on, what's happening, all the stuff in the real world. It really comes down to me that as I look at it more and more, I've shed all social media. I've got LinkedIn because of my job, which in itself is becoming more Facebook-like every day, which drives me nuts. But that's it. And if I had a job that didn't require it, I probably wouldn't use it that much. And I am dramatically happier about certain aspects of my life than I was when I was on Facebook. But I think at the core of it, the pursuit of happiness is all about simplicity at its core. And I think, and I'll get to the kid component of this in a second, but I think as life has been complicated, as we have taken on more, as we have pursued more as a individual, as a couple, as a family, we always want this and that. And you and I talk about this all the time. I think I just made the comment yesterday where, or maybe the weekend before, where not every day needs to be filled with stuff, right? And it's a balance because sitting around doing nothing is a waste of your life and whatever. But I think when I look at doing nothing, I look at that as a chance for everybody to settle, for everybody's minds to settle, and for everybody just to kind of relax and have no obligation to do anything other than just breathe, read, draw, do whatever you want. That to me is a cornerstone of the pursuit of happiness, because if you're unable to sit in some form of stillness, in some form of, let's call it neutral state, you're never able to really understand what it is you want to do or not do, because you're constantly, and you and I fight with this all the time. When there's an opportunity to work, the default is work, right? But the question shouldn't be, what can I get done in this hour? I'm really sorry. I don't know why I'm having a tough time talking today. It shouldn't be, how much work can I cram into this hour? It should be, how can I best spend my time in this hour? And yeah, I think for me, if I was to state what I see the pursuit of happiness as being, it's simplicity and it's the ability to just relax. Because from there, I could sit on the deck and be like, you know what, I want to go for a walk. Not because I have to, not because the dogs have to be walked, none of that, just because I want to go for a walk. But we don't operate like that. We operate like, oh my God, the dogs haven't been walked. We got to go take them out. So it becomes a chore. It becomes a thing. It becomes something nobody wants to do because it's going to interrupt them from the thing that they want to do, which is just sit still, but they never get to do it. Like, I was just trying to have a coffee on the front porch and read, and I timed it because in my head, I'm like, can I go in uninterrupted for longer than a minute? And the answer is no. I can't. And it's not that anything was really bad. It was the dog wanted to come in and the other dog wanted to come out and back and forth. And then one of the kids would come out and blah, blah. But it was really interesting to me that when I consciously wanted to sit and do nothing, all these other factors come into play. So are they really distractions? No, not really. Right. It's not like someone was coming up to the door saying, I need you to go do this thing. But there's never a stillness. And I think that to me is what the pursuit of happiness needs to be, is this ability to really sit for a second, figure out, get to your neutral state, and then decide on what it is that's going to bring that happiness to you. Trying to teach that to kids, I don't know.
Well, first, I guess, what do you think about telling them just be grateful.
It doesn't work.
Look for the positives.
We've done it. We've tried to.
Yeah.
Right? We've had those conversations. I get frustrated when I see the immediate negativity about something. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is what you're going to complain about? And I have to remember in my head, it's not that the kid hates the situation. It's just, emotionally or, physically, if they're tired or whatever, that's where they're at. But they don't have the capacity to understand beyond that. It's like the joke we always do when we're on vacation, right? From the Lampoon's movie, where he's stuck in the traffic circle and keeps pointing to Big Ben. The kids don't care. The kids never cared from the first time he said it to the 100th time he said it. So us pointing out that they should be happier makes zero effect. If anything, it digs them in more.
Yeah.
What I think is important, and this is tough because I don't know that we've done this. I don't know that we've figured this out, right? But the kids yesterday were completely content. Yesterday was a Saturday, so we're at our place at the lake. And there's tons of stuff to do at this place, always, right? It's an old place. We're trying to clean up. We're trying to do this. We're trying to maximize stuff. And we did some of that. We did a few chores, nothing crazy, but just tidied some stuff up and put some stuff away and made something a little bit better, which is kind of our goal.
Took the moss off the carpet that I thought was part of the carpet pattern.
Yes, exactly. This is outdoor. It's not our indoor carpet she's referring to, but it's we've made a commitment to do something every day we're out here. Nothing, it doesn't have to be monumental. Those are huge. In those few weeks since we've said we've done that, since we've been back, I feel less anxiety and stress about coming here because I don't feel obligated to accomplish these massive things. I can just look at it as, well, today I'm going to put a shelf up. I'm good, right? And I think in the example of yesterday, the kids didn't feel an obligation to do anything. And part of what I've noticed with our kids is when we ask them what it is they want to do, I sometimes feel that they're answering what they think we want them to do, right? And so they'll answer really passively, like, well, I guess we can go for a boat ride. I mean, if that's what you guys want. And you can tell it's not what they want to do. And rather than forcing them, I think it's more important for us to kind of just recognize and say, okay, cool. But, if you don't want to do it today, we can always do it tomorrow. But let's just decide, is today a sit-in and chill day, or is today a let's go do some stuff day and tomorrow's a chill day? And since introducing it more like that, everybody seems more at peace when the decision is we're just going to play some board games and hang out, right? That to me is a first step towards that pursuit of happiness. Because everything we've built, this is going to start being really all over the place. But as a whole, I won't speak societally because I can't, but as a unit, right? We have chased things for a long, long time, right? I mean, think of the amount of times you and I have a conversation that started with so-and-so has whatever. That would be so nice, right?
Not in recent years.
No.
When
we were younger, yeah. I think now we kind of just pace it the way we want. But you think about that. We've gotten the trailer because our friends had a trailer. We bought a house because our friends bought a house. We thought we could do it. Right? We bought a cabin because it was always something we wanted to do. And now we got a cabin.
Yeah, it's not because of other people. I don't agree with your point that it's because of other people. I wanted to go camping. So we would go. The reason we always were fine tenting it until we had a baby who stayed up all night and crawled out of her.
True. But there is a comparative component to how we've looked at things.
Maybe.
100%. Because I remember the conversations, right? Okay. But now that we have a lot of those things, there are pieces of them that bring joy, but none of them actually bring happiness. None of them. Every single thing we've acquired or we've taken on to an end, like the trailer is a perfect example. The trailer is a pain in the ass. Like it is so like that's why I like the cabin, right? The cabin is here and it's structured and we come and go as we please. To make the decision that we're going to go camping in a trailer, there's so much stuff to do beforehand, right? Well, let's go make sure it's clean. Does it have gas in it? Where the batteries work? And what's and more recently, when we have taken it out, something never works. The fuses are going, or the front jack doesn't work. So there is very little happiness to me associated with having acquired that now, because it's work. Everything I need to do with that is just work, right? So to take it back to what we're doing here, and we're just breaking what we need to do here down into little jobs, I kind of need to apply the same thing there, right? The boat. Took the boat out last night. It's been great for the past few years. Something's going on with it now, right? And inevitably your toys need repair and all that stuff. I get that. But now it's like, okay, do I pull it out this weekend and drag it home and try and find a place to get it looked at? Or is there something really serious? Or like, it's all the things that we acquire for happiness come at a cost.
Well, and I think that that's a downfall. I think it was Jim Carrey who said, I wish everyone could be rich and famous so that they'd realize that's not the secret.
Totally.
Because I think that that's what we fall upon, right?
Yeah.
And people have these vision boards of making millions of dollars and having this huge home, but it's not acquiring things. I mean, that's not where happiness is. Happiness isn't in, I've always said happiness is a verb, but the problem with trying to create that outcome, we're focused on the outcome. And whenever we focus on the outcome, we're never going to be happy. And then we're going to beat ourselves up. Like, why can't I be happy? And, you know, typically we think everybody else is happier than us, right? We usually fall to that conclusion. And then whenever we're feeling stressed or sad or disappointed or lonely or grieving, whatever, what's wrong with me because I'm not happy? We assume to be healthy, to be normal, we have to be happy. And I've talked lots about how our brain isn't built to be happy in the first place. And we're sending that message to our kids. We're telling them how you're feeling right now isn't right. You need to be happy. You should be happy we just went to Disneyland, or you should be happy that I've boated you around on the tube all afternoon. You should be grateful. You should be happy. And so we're sending them the message that they are wrong, first of all. Yeah. Some kids, that's going to be very confusing. Some will get very defensive, but we're instilling this message that you must always be happy. And that's not what life is, you know? And I actually just did a podcast with someone this week, just on mindfulness. And we were talking about how, you know, like for me, it's the moments. That's where happiness is. It's in the moments. And just to your point about that stillness, it's, whether we call it stillness, it's really being mindful, being present in the moment, not thinking about, again, we should be shitting all over ourselves, right? I should be happy. I should be this. I should be that. Happiness, it's really about contentment, where we are kind of right now, and being able to feel those feelings. So if our kids are really disappointed that maybe they didn't do the ride that they wanted to, or they didn't go as long as they wanted to, it's being able to sit with those feelings and labeling them. I mean, that's a whole other topic about building our resilience, but being able to sit with those feelings. And that's a huge piece of the process of the journey of happiness, right? And learning how to accept whatever is, and being able to sit with that, not trying to change. It's trying to change it where we get stressed out. But again, it comes down to moments. You know, we went to Europe. It wasn't the whole Europe trip was fantastic, or a whole Disneyland is fantastic, or your whole beach trip or your whole summer is fantastic, even if it's great, but that you don't remember the whole thing. And there's going to be hiccups along the way, inevitably.
To Berlin or out of Berlin.
Whatever, right? And so it's the moments that you remember.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, in our Europe trip, it was the moment of seeing Mont Saint Michel, right? Yeah. It was the moment of Maya and I walking back through the river, sliding on the mud, having a time of our lives before realizing, what if there's crocodiles in this water and we are now by ourselves, right? But then laughing through that. And it's those little moments. And I think that we all have this big grand scheme in our heads of what happiness should look like. And it should be a lot of the times, if we just had $1 million, then we would be happy.
But that's it. That's what I mean by that industry of happiness, right?
Totally.
That's what they're selling. And it's not true. Like, it's really not true. And I think it took me a long time to figure that out. Like when I was younger and I was earning money, but I was living on my own, whatever, I would go to Blockbuster all the time and buy DVDs, just more to kill time than anything else, or CDs or whatever, right? And thinking, and I do, I love music and movies and all that, but I don't need them. Like, I don't want them now. They're a weight. Like the CDs and DVDs and stuff that we have lying around the house, we never touch them. So why do I have them? Right? What do I need from them? Well, it's nostalgia. But it really doesn't make me happy that they're there. Right? That in retrospect, it really didn't make me happy when I bought them. Maybe that initial rush of purchasing something, but yeah, it is the moments. And for me, I want to make sure that you put it really well when it's focused on the, being too focused on the results is the issue, right? And it's more about being focused on the moment. The result is irrelevant, right? Yeah. Like last night, I could have been super pissed that there was something wrong with the boat, but at the same time, like, whatever. We were just going out for a small cruise. We got our small cruise in. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. One way or another, the boat comes out in a couple of weeks or a few months anyways. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing I can do to change it. So there's nothing I can do to really stressing isn't going to change anything. I got other stuff I got to do, whatever. I'd like to go for another boat ride today, but if it's on the cards, it's on the cards, right? It's more, what do I replace that moment with that we can enjoy?
Few months, the boat, like we're mid-August. There's that boat's not okay. That's a whole other.
When do you think the boat's coming up?
September maybe.
When do you think I took the boat out last year?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was October.
Wasn't there snow though?
No, that was Cam got caught. Two seasons ago. He got caught leaving it in too late.
Well, anyway, okay. So, even yesterday, like I always think, I want to go out in the boat and I want to go paddling and I want to go do this. But yesterday we didn't. We stayed in the cabin, and it's the moments, right? So I was on the couch and Maya was leaning up against me, and I still feel the warmth of our legs pressing together, and it was just so calming and so relaxing. We're just talking, and then all day we played that game, like guess the famous person game. And it was kind of fun. Yeah. It was infuriating.
Yeah, because you only know 7 people.
Times I know I was getting frustrated. Like
most of people. Most of them you're finding out are dead.
Hey, so. I figured out yours.
It was a weird, like, shot in the dark. Like, I don't think that was good.
I'd never even heard of Arctic monkeys until like an hour before.
Now you know.
Now I know, but I figured it out. Anyway, but so then in focusing with our kids, right? It's being able to validate, instead of what should we be doing, instead of telling them you should be happy and you should be grateful and just look at the silver lining. It's a matter of allowing them to feel whatever they're feeling, acknowledging that perspective, validating those feelings, and just sitting there with it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I know we've talked a lot about, but do we always just do that? What if you have an overly negative kid who just only ever sits in the grief? Because I think we sometimes have a kiddo who falls into that, right? Mm-hmm. So then it's how to balance, not how to tell her how to be or how to feel, but maybe, the one thing that jumps out to me is incorporating. So rather than saying, look out for the good things, like,
yeah,
but look, or your picture, yeah, you made this one mistake, but look at the rest of it. It's so beautiful. We're always downplaying everything with our kids, trying to get them to look at things a little bit different. And I don't think in the heat of the moment is ever the time. So I wonder if there's ways to instill and incorporate. The big one that jumps out to me is gratitude. Mm-hmm. Really, when we look at happiness, it's not about trying to change our thinking so much as fostering positive emotions. And the big emotions that we look at are pride, compassion, and gratitude. And gratitude is sort of the foundation of a lot of this. So, I think in addition to recognizing and validating, acknowledging how our kids are feeling, how can we incorporate gratitude? Or do you even think that would be worthy?
Yeah, it's an interesting idea in the sense, but I wonder, how do you make it a concept that they understand, right? Being thankful or being gracious or full of gratitude for something. Would a 6-year-old get that? Will they really get it? Or is it just something that you have to demonstrate so that they mirror it until they understand it?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. One is the modeling. Even just the other day, Willow and I were paddling and the sun was setting. And it went from, a yellowy orange to vivid pink. And then it started changing all of these different changes of purple. So every time I'd look over, okay, Pickle, look now. It's look now. And by the 10th time, she's like, Mom, I've already looked at the stupid sunset. I'm like, but it keeps changing. I'm like, I just need a moment to be in this. Right. And so she saw that it's the moment by moment. It wasn't just the one look. Oh yeah, beautiful sunset. It's like, wow, this is really, and we just sat there on our boards, just watching the sun and the different changes. So I think being able to model that, but maybe there is, maybe we don't even use the word gratitude, but what's the thing of your day? And we used to do that with the gem jars, right? Like, what was the good thing that happened today, or somebody that helped you, or something that you were proud of, or something that was really comfortable or tasted really yummy. Like, I think that we could break it down into so many things.
Yeah,
and it's not telling them, look for the happy things, especially not in the moment, but it's just being able to, in spite of all the crap that happens every day, because there's always going to be that. How do we add? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a good starting point, right? Is just try and get them into the thought process of it so that they take it on automatically themselves. Because it's funny, the Willow she will switch to facilitator positive mindset when she feels stress in us.
Right. She's so good at that.
Yeah. But that's a problem down the road. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want her to ever feel like the only response to a stressful situation is she has to take on being super positive, right? But genuinely, it's trying to get her to have that moment when she herself is feeling stressed. So she can be like, okay, well, how would I deal with this? Because trying to make me not be angry when, something breaks or I'm stressed or whatever, it's phenomenal that she tries to do that. But at the same time, that's not pressure that a kid should have to worry about, right? So, but she obviously has the awareness and the skill to be able to do it. How do we get it that she can self-recognize, well, what's the one silver lining in this, or what's the one good part of this, right? And I don't know. I think maybe, it comes down to the repeatable activities that they're going to remember when they need it at some point in the future.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes we'll have conversations later. I mean, this is going to our previous episode. I think it was last week, actually, with the corrective feedback, but where, what's the lesson here that's learned?
Yep.
Right. And what came from this? And just by asking those questions, I know that she has been, well, the good thing is, right. And I didn't even have to say, what's the good thing?
Yeah.
And she's usually pretty good about saying, well, this part sucked, but you know what? Like, now I get to cuddle with you, or
I've noticed that lately too. Yeah.
In traffic. Yeah. With us. I mean, and it started with us. And I think that that's okay, because they're learning to discriminate. So even like, there's been times where we've been in traffic and she's like, it's okay, Mommy, because now we get to spend more time together. I'm like, you're right, kid. Like, that's amazing.
You're right, kid. We just happen to be surrounded by jerks. That's all.
So yeah, I think it's something for us to watch, because I do see a lot of parents getting frustrated with their kids, or even just the little things, when they're in preschool and they make a mistake, they knock over the box. It's okay. We'll build it again, or I'll take a picture or whatever. And so it's not minimizing their feelings in the first place, and just acknowledging. I mean, we're happy when we can feel and acknowledge the whole spectrum of emotions and not get caught up in them that we shouldn't feel them, right? And I think that that's usually what ends up making us
So do you think we should call it something other than the pursuit of happiness?
Probably.
What would it be?
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm asking you. You're the professor doctor.
Well, I don't even like the word happiness so much, because I do think it's become this monetized,
It's just another
entity.
stick for people to beat themselves up.
Well,
with.
it's the same thing with growth mindset, I feel like, too. The idea of it is good, but it's become this whole, we're going to save the world and have world peace. And people have actually claimed that from growth mindset, right? And it's just become this package. It feels good, right? And I think that's why people stick to it. It feels warm and good all the time. But it's really about contentment with it is as it is.
So the pursuit of contentment?
Maybe not even the pursuit of, the presence of. Because pursuit means you've got a destination to reach, but it's not. Happiness is right here, right now. Like, just feel where your butt is touching the chair. Just drop into your body. I do that kind of stuff, right? Where we just drop and you can feel. I'm freezing right now, but I can feel warmth on this towel blanket wrappy thing that I'm wearing.
It's a Snuggie.
A Snuggie.
Call it what it is.
Okay. So I can
be proud.
Feel the warmth of my Snuggie.
Who bought that for you?
You did.
Yeah, the best husband ever.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Around my shoulders, right? It's just right here, right now. There is always that moment. We just got to be aware of it and modeling it, not telling our kids, especially when they're upset, but just being able to more and more throughout the day capitalize on those moments, right?
Yep.
And just drop into them.
Well, and I think also it is about the presence of the moment, but I think it's also creating those opportunities for contentment or for stillness, which is the starting point. If we're going to want them to be content with the moment, then we have to be willing to accept the moment for what it is and just run with it. And
I think we can raise our awareness. Like, even yesterday, I could have said, when Maya and I were kind of cuddling together, "Oh, I love the warmth of our legs." She probably would have been weirded out though, and would have moved away and been like, "You're weird, Mom."
Yeah.
But like, I think that if the younger they are, we could start doing that, or even just, "Oh man, the way this chocolate's melting in my mouth," right? Like, I think we can raise those kinds of things, just some of that alertness. There was something else I was going to say. Why are you laughing at me?
Well, because I'm not laughing at you, but I'm just thinking how I could use this when they're annoying me. Like, oh, the feeling of when you're not around me is going to be great. Oh, the silence that's going to happen when you stop complaining is going to be awesome.
There was something else I was going to say, but I think the moment's passed. I think that's it. That's all.
All right.
Lovely.
Excellent. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You sound like a receptionist.